Just say your name and you're here. Monique Paul.
Laura Timoney.
Sam Pirozzolo.
Stevie Beck.
Frank Cicerini. Michael Wiley. Okay, next on our agenda is approval of the calendar meeting minutes dated August 5th. Kathy sent them to everyone. Everyone should have had an opportunity to read them. Are there any questions, comments, changes to be made? Okay. There are two things that have happened recently that I just I would actually like to call for a moment of silence. The other day in Florida, a young girl, 15 years old, who was being bullied, committed suicide by jumping off of the water tower. This seems to be an ongoing problem, not only in New York City, but in our entire country. Also today, unfortunately, there was a very large shooting in Washington, D.C., and I think the last count was at least 13 dead. So we just take a moment. I would like to pay respects to those people, to that young girl, and that we need to realize that bullying is something that everybody in this room controls. Okay. I'm going to ask the council's permission to maybe break up the agenda a little bit. I intend to kind of cover it, but we may not do it in the order that we have it written down. But we will be having a presentation from Emily Adis, who's over here. She is from Portfolio Management. And we do have some elected officials that are here this evening. I may not have everyone's card, but I will invite everybody if they'd like to come up and say something. We have Steve Matteo, Deputy Chief of Staff from Councilman Otto's office. Steve? That mic should be on. You might have to just flip the switch toward you, right?
It's on?
Good.
I'm Steve Matteo, I'm Councilman Otto's Chief of Staff. I just want to make a couple of remarks on the council's behalf and our office's behalf. When you first look at this proposal at first glance, even second glance and third glance, it's an ill-advised proposal. What is the rush? Why are we rushing for a proposal with administration with 4 months left? There are too many questions unanswered. Our office, which is involved in every one of our schools in our district, we found out a week later from the Department of Education. We found out from members of the CEC, from the principal, from the community, before we found out from the Department of Education. There are too many issues outstanding. We have a boiler here, an electrical problem still from Sandy. Why would we spend more money on putting in a new school when we have to fix some of the issues the school has now? This is an ill-advised proposal. The administration should slow down. What happens when the next mayor has a different priority? We have to walk this proposal back. So I ask, and the Councilman Otto asks, that this proposal be put on the table. We discuss this with the parents. We get the parents at the table, the teachers at the table, and we have a discussion on how best to move forward. We have shared space issues. How are we going to deal with two administrations? The people of this district, the people of this school deserve one school, one voice, and that's what we will be fighting for.
I was also told that, Assemblyman Cusick was here. I know that someone from his office. Has the Assemblyman made it yet? Okay, we also have Paul Marone from Paul Mallie-Thompson's office. I don't know, Paul, you have anything you'd like to say?
Paul Marone, Chief of Staff for Assemblywoman Nicole Mallie-Thompson. I'm not going to give another speech. I just want to read into the record that Assemblywoman Mallie-Thompson is also opposed to co-location that I asked.
Yes, yes. Good. got the council people.
Okay, we also have a representation from Senator Andrew Lanz's office, Glenn Yost. I don't know if Glenn, do you have anything you'd like to say? Okay. So I don't know if there are any other elected officials here, so please forgive me, but if there are and someone is here, can you just let me know, and if there's something you'd like to say, this would be the time. And when Assemblyman Cusick does arrive, please, by all means, have him come forward, and we'll get that taken care of. This evening, we also have Deborah Penny, who is the in charge of UFT here on Staten Island. Where is Debbie? We have Sarah Rockwood from UFT also. And we have representation from Federation. Harry, is Vera here, or you don't know her? All right, let me just introduce to you this evening. We have Donald Conyers. Donald Conyers is our interim acting superintendent. He is actually in charge of all the superintendents in all of our districts. I'd like to take some time for him to say hello to you, and he has some news about the other superintendents also.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me here tonight. I want to, first of all, say thank you for having me in your fine district for the period of time that I've been here, August 31st to date, following the really severe loss of great Superintendent Arena Valiant. So with that, there's always this loss that we must always recover from, and then move forward in trying to secure someone to observe and understand the district, the tradition, the need, the talent, and everything that moves the district forward. So I'm happy and pleased tonight to announce that on September 23rd, the acting superintendent of District 31 for K-8 schools will be Jessica Jenkins, who will take over as I pass the responsibility and role to her. She'll be starting, and I hope that you will welcome her and embrace her as she moves forward in this district together with you. Thank you.
I'd actually also like to mention Susan Kenny, who is the PTA co-president, and one of the people responsible. So I have one question. Are there any extra t-shirts out there anywhere? If possible, I'd like to see one. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I just bought that shirt. I just bought that shirt.
Go that way. Excuse me.
Assemblyman Cusick is here. Mr. Cusick, would you like to have anything to say?
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, CEC, for having this. I think this is a very important meeting to have, and even though this is not part of my assembly district, I thought it was important that I come here and listen and to make sure that IS2 remains one
Yes,
school.
good.
There are many concerns, and one thing that bothers most of the elected officials, if not all the elected officials here on Staten Island, is why this has to be rushed, why there's no input from parents, why there isn't a community decision made about something that affects our community. And that's why we are here, to make sure that all our voices, because it will start here and it will go throughout Staten Island through other schools. And that's why it's important that people know what's going on. So I commend the CEC, I commend the parents, the teachers, everyone who's here to make sure